Zuber with one rental at a time. And it looks like you guys enjoyed my little walk around in our daily financial news this morning. We did it August 1st, 7:30 a.m. So I thought I would share with you some notes I have from a video I was sent. Yes, I do take the time, usually once, perhaps twice a week, to watch a video that I am sent. This particular video came from Reventure Consulting. It's a pretty big channel. The video title was Inflation Surging in 2021, Time to Buy Real Estate. So let me first kind of talk about all the good things that I liked in the video I like on the channel. If you haven't followed Reventure Consulting, it would probably be a good idea. Of all the YouTube channels, my opinion, Reventure Consulting shares data, right? When you look at his channels, and I've probably seen 10, maybe 15 videos of his, they are always data-based. There's always data there that you can look at. I may not agree with his reading of the data, but at least the data is there. And again, it's for you, the audience, to kind of interpret. So when I watched this video, again, from Reventure Consulting, again, it was data-based. So he talked about the highest inflation over the last 40 years was 1974, 12.6%. He talked about July 2008, the last time it was 6%. He talked about over the last 40 years, which I think is a very interesting time frame. I have looked at the last 40 years as well. The median inflation is about 2.8%. So again, Reventure Consulting with a lot of great information. In addition to that, he talked about the similarities between the 70s and 80s, which was interesting to look at. And of course, he offers his opinion about connecting different pieces of information, which we will get to momentarily. Again, it gives you an opportunity to agree or disagree, which I think is fair. It's not just opinions, but there's data to back it up and how you read that. One of the things that I loved about this video, and you should go check it out, again, Inflation Surging in 2021, Time to Buy Real Estate, is he showed inflation for 250 different items. That was important. For example, he talked about the 3 hottest inflation metrics: car rentals, used car prices, and actually, oddly enough, laundry equipment. Went on to talk about meat and things like that. What you again saw in Reventure Consulting's video is that we are seeing very skewed inflation in a couple of corners of the market. Again, this video from Reventure Consulting goes on to look at 250 items. Most of them are within 1%. A couple of them are actually negative, right? They have actually come down in prices. I got to tell you, nothing I look at seems to have come down, but again, based on the data shared, it is very interesting to look at. Another thing that you saw in this video I thought was really interesting is, besides inflation, again, Reventure Consulting went on to talk about all the cash piling up at banks, right? When you talk about cash piling up in banks and it just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, it's not moving, the velocity of money has collapsed. That is not inflationary. In fact, one could argue that that is deflationary. So again, he brought up Jamie Dimon, which I think was well done. I brought up Jamie Dimon, I think that was 2 months ago, on our daily financial news, talking about having $500 million, no, $500 billion just sitting there waiting for opportunity. Pretty interesting. So again, great charts, lots of information. I do have two sort of, I don't know if these are really criticisms, maybe they're disagreements. One is he talked about the US economy having hyperinflation. This bothers me. I have an econ degree, an advanced degree in business. We need to understand that hyperinflation is not 6%. Hyperinflation is not even what we saw in 1974 at 12%. Hyperinflation is north of triple digits. Hyperinflation is 100% more. It's that, it's where you literally can have a wheelbarrow of money or paper and you can't buy bread. Too many people on YouTube, too many kind of wannabe economists are calling 6% hyperinflation. I'm not here to tell you that 6% inflation isn't bad. It is bad. It is certainly something we haven't seen in a long time. But let's be clear. 6, 12, even 15% inflation is not hyperinflation. We just need to clean that up. That's a slight tweak. Lots of people talk about bad inflation being hyperinflation. It's just not accurate, in my opinion. Then the other thing that I wanted to talk about is what his opinion of the data was. As he was wrapping up the video, what I took from it is he's like, basically what I heard him say is inflation is not going to be a problem. It is going to be transitory. And again, he talked about used cars, rental cars, laundry equipment, things of that nature. I have a different opinion. I've shared this on my channel several times, and it's going to be interesting to follow those 250 items that he showed, because what I think is going to happen is inflation is going to broaden out. Yes, used cars will come down. Yes, rental cars will come down. But what we will see as wage inflation takes off, as Chipotle and McDonald's and Starbucks and all of these other entities have to raise prices, we are going to see inflation broaden over the next 6 to 12 months. So I think inflation is real. I don't think inflation will be 10 or 12 or 15%. I think inflation will be 5, 6, 7%, but it will be significant. It will be on the items that you and I buy at the store. It will be on the items that you and I go to the gas station. I think inflation is festering, it is brewing, and it is going to be a problem for the next 6 to 9 to 12 months. And then if you tie in what I think is going to happen with the consumer, right now, he is absolutely right. Consumers and companies are piling cash, right? The average U.S. consumer, or the average household has $15,000 in excess savings. Stimulus dollars, less expenses. Total is $1.92 trillion. We talked about it this morning on the daily financial news. But remember this little thing. Home Depot traffic versus casino traffic. Folks, I've been studying the consumer for greater than 30 years. The consumer never disappoints. Casino traffic is 50% higher today than 2019. Home Depot traffic is below 2019. So folks, consumers want to party. Consumers want to spend. Consumers are going to take that $1.92 trillion and they are going to start spending it on stuff. Because our supply chains are all out of whack, the stuff is going to broaden out and we are going to have inflation in a lot more items than just used cars, rental prices, and laundry. So I am concerned about inflation. I think inflation is going to run 5, 6, 7% for the next 12 months. I think the cash on the sideline is going to be consumed. I think the cash on the sideline is going to be less of a problem in 6 to 12 months as the velocity of money picks up. And as the velocity of money picks up, inflation is going to pick up and it's going to become this self-fulfilling prophecy. So again, I value Reventure Consulting's channel. I love the fact that he's data-based. I love the fact that he gives an opinion. I just disagree this time. It doesn't happen a lot. Again, disagreement is healthy. No disrespect, no name calling, none of that. I just look at the data, use my experience over the last 30 years watching the consumer. They never disappoint. The consumer can save for a little while when they are really scared. They're going to start spending. The velocity money is going to pick up, and we are going to see those inflation items really pick up over the next 6 to 12 months. So that's my opinion. And again, if you're not following Reventure Consulting, you should. Lots of great data in the few videos I've seen. Have a wonderful weekend. And if you saw my daily financial news this morning, the weather has gotten better. It was all overcast this morning. I don't know what it is, probably 77, 78, but no clouds in the sky. This morning, clouds everywhere. All right, everybody, I digress. Have a great day. Take care of yourself.